Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the three P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. Welcome back to The Patty Show, everybody. Yeah, woohoo! Wow. Studio audience, thank you. Studio audience is very fuzzy. Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome back, y'all. Season 3 of The Patty Show. We got episode 23, Positivity, Rising Above Adversity. Sound like a rapper over here. I'm rapping now. Look at all the lyrics right here. But welcome back, y'all, to The Patty Show. Thanks for tuning in. Can't believe it's season 3 already. This is coming out January, so Happy New Year, all the blessings and all that. Today we're going to explore how positivity can help us rise above adversity. And before we continue, though, shout out to my boy Ali from the previous episode. Thanks so much, man, being vulnerable, talking about pleasure, hummus, and, meditation. Apparently, Ali does some meditation. I didn't know that either. So shout out to you, my boy. Blessings to you, and we'll see you real soon. And on today's special episode, I have a special guest today. I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but my man joining me, he is a filmmaking savant.
Ooh, savant.
Words, big words right here. I'm learning. Graduated from Fairfield University. Stop playing. He is a musical prodigy. Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
We'll unpack that a little bit. He always has my best angles because he's my photographer, videographer, all that stuff. And he is the prince of Wallaceo, Ecuador.
Yeah.
Right. My brother, Romel Maldonado, my bro.
Thank you for the introduction.
Thank you for coming to the Patty Show. Thank you for hosting me in this lovely backdrop, good vibe area. We'll get back to that in a little bit.
Yep.
But Romel, please introduce yourself to the audience, background, passions, how we met, of course, and maybe a short little life story, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yours, bro.
Yeah, first off, thank you for having me in your show, man.
Arigato, bro.
He messaged me a couple of weeks ago, and I've been thinking about this for a while.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I'm very excited to be here.
Thanks, man.
And of course, not to mention Patty, of course, he's such a legendary man, a social butterfly. This man has all the jokes, knows the things what to say, and just full of positivity. So thank you. About what was it again? My background.
Yeah, background, little life story, some passions, and of course how we met eventually.
Sure. So my background. So I'm originally from Ecuador.
Shout out Ecuador.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And what was that place again? Did I say it right?
Wallaceo. Yeah.
Wallaceo.
I don't know if I'm the prince of Wallaceo.
Okay, they don't need to know that. Well, he is a prince to me because I think you're the only one I know from Wallaceo.
Exactly.
So I'll let that happen. Also, bro, I was looking like how to find like the spelling of it, and I don't know why I put it on like Google. I was like Wallaceo. They were like Wallaceo or something like. I could not find it, but it's with a G. Right?
It's a G, yeah.
So that's how Spanish works, y'all. If y'all don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, from Wallaceo, I originally moved to the U.S. When I was 10. It was actually like a couple of days after my birthday, so it was like, happy birthday, you're in the
Great
United
gift.
States.
A great gift, yeah.
And funny enough, the room that we're in right now was the room that I moved into.
You're lying, bro.
Yeah, when I moved to New York. So, it was. Yeah, so we're in the same
surreal,
room.
Man. Surreal.
It was surreal moving back here.
How old are you right now?
I'm 26 now.
So that was 16 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. 16 years ago. So like we moved here, then we moved to Connecticut.
Yeah.
Then, met the legend, and then moved back here after COVID. And then, I had to work in the city, so moved back here. So yeah.
But in between, let's not forget about the musical part, y'all.
Yeah.
You were a musical prodigy or something like that along those lines?
I mean, I don't know about prodigy, but like I know how to play. But yeah, no, I was in a family music band with my family. Yeah, with my family, obviously.
Shout out to the family, super talented, all of y'all. And it'd be cool to have them on the podcast. That'll be awesome, actually.
Yeah, Bibi, Claudia, Danny, and my dad. They were, my dad, super smart guy, and they passed his passion on to us, or like forced his passion onto us.
Sometimes you need a little push.
But you do need. No, I agree. Like now that I'm older, like I feel like I do the same thing to my kids, because as a kid you don't know what you want. You just want to I guess waste time, enjoy. But I feel like having that little push, like I'm grateful now. Like when I'm bored, I just pick up the guitar and I'm like, picking away. It's like different.
It's like in hindsight, you think about it too. Like, wow, I'm glad that I learned this language. I'm glad I think about that. Like me growing up in Indonesia for a couple of years, it sucked. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like, especially bro, I was super bullied for being like the kid from up, the chubby kid, and I moved to Indonesia. I'm a foreigner, even though I look like everybody. My accent is terrible.
Yeah.
But then it got me the job in Meta. So shout out to Meta for learning Indonesian. You know what I'm saying? But everything is so weird in hindsight. A lot of things just kind of like stack and lead to one another kind of thing. Because you going to Connecticut, led to us meeting here eventually, which is kind of funny, like a full circle moment kind of thing. Because we went to our favorite school,
Fairfield U.
Yes. Yeah. What was it like meeting me for the first time? I'm trying to remember. Oh, you go first. Your first impression, and then I'll give you mine.
Yeah. So we actually, we met on like the first night of like they had like a freshman night, and we just happened to be paired up as roomies. And that's where I met Patty. She had a pretty good impression of me, like super like positive energy and everything. But then I didn't that was the first time I met Patty, but I didn't really get to know him until later on. So like my freshman year, I really liked film going into college, but like I knew that if I pursued film, like I would I'd be a homeless person right now.
I feel you, brother.
Yeah, like
it's tough out here. Entertainment world, not easy.
It's very tough. So I decided do it as a hobby and then pursue like a day job, I guess, like as my major in finance.
And then where are you working at right now? What's the day job right now?
Yeah, so right now I'm working at FactSet, which is like a finance tech firm.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it's like technology, and like some bankers use it for like their analysis, things like that.
That's awesome, man. Well, this is my flower section of the Patty Show. One day I'm gonna get a real studio audience, bro, and sound effects. Sorry, I don't have a producer yet, so if anyone wants an internship, stop playing. Patty Show's right here.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember. I'm kind of like. I remember some of the first time we met, because we did live together for a little bit.
We did, yeah.
And let's just say shout out to him for handling my feet. That's all I can say. I can't say too much.
I didn't want to mention it, but
yeah, I think you gotta let him know. They're clean now, though, bro.
They're I can lick them.
No, the way he looked at it, I'm kind of, okay. What's the name of this bear?
I don't know. I think that's Nicole. It's supposed to be Nicole.
Okay. Yeah, his girlfriend Nicole. We're gonna need her for backup. Nicole, can you come back? She's working right now. Shout out to her. She's gonna be on the podcast one day. But yeah,
all jokes.
all jokes. Sometimes, but bro, I remember that too, because it was like in Fairfield. Shout out to Fairfield.
Yeah.
Being a freshman, I was first gen, and then also like
same here.
Yeah, everyone over there. Let's be real here. The diversity wasn't. It was very sparse.
Yeah,
to say the least. So it was. Cool
I think that's maybe why they put us together. Our last names. It was just like Setiati, Maldonado.
They were like, there's some uniqueness over here. But I didn't realize that it would like lead to so many projects, bro. And like we were talking about this before the podcast, but bro, I did a lot of my commercial like reels and stuff because of the projects we did together, bro. Like one of our first. This might be the first.
I think the first project was the headphones one.
Yes. Walk me through the whole process of the head. If you, I might have to link it. All this stuff.
Definitely.
On YouTube.
Yeah,
on YouTube, right?
I'll pass you the links. I can't I can't make it public because it has like copyrighted music.
Oh, okay.
But like the link, I'm happy to share the link.
Yeah, of course. If I remember correct, because I watched it to get the clips, it's basically like a student athlete guy. The main essence is the headphones, right? And then he's a goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, and he's just like, I don't know. It was like a silly story, first project. But it was about, like you said, like this athlete guy who's just like worried about the future. And the message that I was trying to get across was like, don't worry about the future. Like things just will come to you. And this, because at the beginning, the guy's like stressed out. He's like thinking. And then there's this like other character played by Justin who he's behind it. He's like staring at him. And he's like supposed to be like this, like the super, like he's not really there. He's like supposed to be like this
a figment of his imagination.
Yeah, who's just kind of like staring at him and like stressing him out because he's just like looking at you and like looking to your soul. But the idea is like that's the worriness. But then at the same time, once he like takes your bag and like takes you to the goal in real life, it's like you're there and it's like don't worry about it. Like you're gonna be fine, basically. Yeah. I don't know if the message landed, but I mean like first projects, you learn a lot. I had a blast. I mean, working with Patty was just such a nice experience. The patience, you're just so
I
Perfect
tried.
actor.
I remember because we were working hard. It was hard for us to get on the field. I remember one of those
It was
weekends,
like
right?
locked or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because it was cool, bro. Because I was working at the restaurant job that time in the afternoon, so we planned it out, and I was commuting. But I was like, man, I gotta do it because I love that entertainment feel. I'm glad that you trusted in me.
Yeah.
It was raining a little bit, but it made the what is it? The effects kind of like a little moody in a good way.
It definitely
It made
helped.
it like it turned out pretty good. So everyone gotta check that out. But we've also done a lot more projects now. They're now just coming to me. I used to be a president of a club called Distinguished Gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the.
Distinguished
Basically,
Gentleman Club.
we promote like healthy masculinity, all that stuff, good values, justice, unity, discipline. He helped with a lot of
You remember?
yeah, of
It
course.
was on the shield.
Yeah, of course, on the crest. He helped with a lot of the projects. Like, there's like even a promo video. And that was a funny. It was cute. We're all like little kids, bro, in those videos.
There we are.
So
I look back, I'm like, oh my god.
yeah. So we just do a lot of promo videos, like promoting healthy masculinity. Most of the guys are diverse, so it's more of the diversity lounge that helps us out. But shout out to them. It was a good time. We had some like skits promoting like healthy masculinity,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was a good time, man. You helped a lot. You also had your own club, though, Movie Makers Club,
Yeah, we
right?
had the Movie Makers
Yeah.
Club. Yeah.
We
Which
did it
was
all though, bro. He did Movie Makers Club. He did a video game club.
yep.
Also in RA, just like me, resident assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So he was locked in. We were also, but like this is my other flowers again. Flowers.
Thank you.
Senior year, bro. Man, tough year because I was just going through a breakup.
Yeah.
Shout out to breakups. You learn a lot from that. But we were on the grind together, bro, in the
Yeah.
trenches. Like, remember we had that like 5 a.m. workout one time?
Yeah.
Cold showers together. Not together. Not together.
This dude was so into cold showers.
Yeah, not together though. But I was in it before it got trendy though, right?
Yeah, you were there.
Because now it's trendy. I don't do it anymore because I can't even do it. It's too hard.
But it was. I think that was like the fittest point of my life. I'm not gonna like just working out with Patty and like if you get to live with this guy, you pick up on a lot of like his positivity and like it was such a good like experience to like get on that grind after COVID. Like like I kind of fell off, and I'm trying to get back on that again.
Don't worry, man.
We
locked in. See, it's a signal for us to get locked in. That's the new sound effect of the Patty Show, y'all.
Yeah.
But bro, no, it's like I remember. You remember the part when I think the gym was taking pictures of people or like videos. They started making him do like lunges and stuff, like little exercise. I was like, he's getting fit over here. You honestly, bro, like you were one of my OG like clients because I'm also a personal trainer now. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I do online coaching and also in person.
Nice, very nice.
You can find me at
recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. At pattysetziati.com/fitness or Patty Setziati Fitness at Instagram. Our TikTok and Instagram is Patty Show Podcast.
Yeah.
And where can we find you, by the way, bro? I think got some content.
Yeah.
Out there.
No. I mean, we could leave it towards the end, though. But I'm on. I'm on Instagram and at Romalver. If you just look up at Romalver, ROMALVER.
Yes, sir.
Basically on like all platforms. I feel like I'm pretty stick with that.
He has a lot of stuff. A lot of the projects we did. There was one of my favorite ones was the Halloween one, bro.
Yeah, that was my favorite one too.
That was really good. We don't want to spoil too much what happens because actually it's fully on YouTube, right?
I
think it's fully it's fully on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like a Halloween
vibe.
Michael Myers spoof.
Michael Myers, yeah, that kind of vibe. Yeah. And the fact that we always worked together was just so seamless, bro. Like that was another flower man. Every time I was on set with you, bro, it was like super professional but super fun. Like I always look forward to just doing whatever, and you would tell me to do this, I'll do it, bro. Those toes, bro. I'll go get. I mean, sorry, director.
Patty was definitely like always like on time. You were always like open to ideas. Like I've worked with like other like actors, and like they try to like shove their ideas onto your project, and like I respect other people's ideas, but like when you're working on something for like a week, 2 weeks, and then somebody day of is like, oh no, this is better. Like let's do this that way, and it's like it's hard to like let go of the work stuff that you've been doing. Yeah. And sometimes it is better, and I'll accept it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Most of the time, like you're really into your idea, you don't want to switch it. Meanwhile, Patty, on the other hand, it's like, all right, let's do it. Yep. It's like, we'll go.
Yeah.
And
I'm just a sponge, man. I absorb, and I learned a lot also from you, man. It helped a lot with all these future projects that are coming out. Maybe it's Patty Show, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a solo project. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot, bro, especially from like how you direct stuff. I'm glad that you mentioned that, bro, because you really are very particular with your things in the best way possible. You know what you want, and it makes it so much easier. That's why it's good working with you, honestly. Not just because like you're my homie, like we have a good chemistry.
Yeah.
But you're like, all right, this is it. We're gonna do it like 5-10 times, whatever it is. Once we get the shot, we'll move it to the next one. And it's like so organized. It's like hard to find that too, because no shade on anyone on set, but I've had some like directors that say direction where it's a little too fluid, bro.
You don't know
And
what's
like,
going on.
yeah, bro, it's just like
Oh, really?
it's really hard, like
Yeah.
you know, in LA, Hollywood kind of thing. But shout out to them. So it works for some people, but personally, I kind of some good structure is good.
How is the life? How is set life in Hollywood? I'm like really curious.
Bro, set life as like I've also done like backstage stuff because of working production
Of
assistant
course.
stuff.
Yeah.
So seeing both sides of it it's interesting. I definitely like being talent more. I can't lie to you. I love it. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's fast paced. It's a little shallow at times, but you just kind of have to block it out because that's just how it is, man.
What do you mean by that? Like shallow?
More like, let's say everyone's ego, bro.
Oh,
You can kind of sense who's combating for what form of power kind of thing.
oh
You know,
really?
which is kind of hard to see.
Oh, you think like people are disposable over there because there's just so much like you know, it's like all right, this person doesn't work next. Like
Yeah, it's kind of like a quick turnaround for a lot of stuff. But
wow.
unfortunately, it's like that. But
Yeah.
that's why for my mentality, I just try to stay positive, see what I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
And
consistency is massive.
absolutely, bro. So like, even if I'm just doing like a small role there, you know,
Yeah.
background,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be a sponge. And then if I'm doing like a bigger role, then I'm just be a sponge and do my thing, kind of thing. You know, like I can never be too Hollywood, if you know what I mean. I did have someone call me too Hollywood, but it was a joke. I hope. Patty Show Hollywood edition. But bro, I'm just like reflecting because it really has been a while since I haven't seen you, and I just have so many flowers for you, bro, because you really helped me a lot, especially like around the COVID era, bro. We were super tight during that year.
Yeah, we so like for people who don't know, like during COVID, our school basically like locked, like all universities locked down, and like I didn't want to go back to like living with like my parents, you
Me
know,
neither, bro.
and like neither did Patty. And so because we were RAs, they basically treated us like they said they gave us the option to be like international students. So like there were like maybe like 2, 3, or like maybe like 4 international students in our building. And so like during COVID time, it was like our job was to take care of like these 4 students, but we didn't really like take care of
we were
them.
chilling.
It was just chilling. We were just hanging out, getting like food. Like the campus is like empty,
Dead.
like,
Absolutely,
like
nobody's
there's nobody there. But like we just like like just hang out. Like I don't know, like life was definitely like different, quiet, but I don't know. I felt like a peace. It was like very peaceful.
It was because before that, bro, we were just hustling and bustling, bro. Because
Yeah.
our senior year, we were like looking for like jobs, doing so many different clubs, being resident assistant leaders, and doing all these programs.
You were on fire, bro. You were like pop, pop, pop.
Thanks, bro. I was still doing the radio show. He was also on my radio show and podcast, The Day Show. Does anyone else? Shout out Akbar. I gotta get him. Eventually on this show, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But you were in one of the earlier episodes for that. I remember now. That's cool.
Yeah. We got political. I remember.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Ali too. Oh, Ali was also on the show. I think we mentioned on the last episode. But yeah, bro, we were just all firing all cylinders, and it was kind of like, in hindsight, now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I say grateful for like a deadly disease, but it kind of put a pause on when we kind of needed it. It was very because
I mean, it's like a once. I feel like we, in a way, it's unlucky, but in a way, I think it's lucky because it's like an experience that doesn't happen in like 100 years.
Yeah,
and like being in such a unique spot, I feel like shaped everybody in a way. I mean, it definitely shaped me because it was like, like even like transitioning from college to like I guess like adult life or working life is scary. Like adding that layer of like, okay, everybody's on pause or like everybody's remote, and like that transition is very unique.
It was wild too, especially because the days before that we had let's say we had a fun time in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, we went to New Orleans. Oh yeah.
Woo, man, that deserves an old episode with everybody on the podcast. That was a fun one.
We gotta do that again.
It's worth it, bro. I want to go, man. I want to go to Miami too. That'd be really cool. Just like a little vacation vibe. And I hear it's like back to normal kind of, because it's already been like a couple of years. But New Orleans was fun. It had the culture, which was super cool. Like you could go to the bayou with the little like crocodiles. It's super
crocodiles,
cute. They had like those museums. We didn't go to the what's it called, the cemetery thing. I don't mess with that spirit stuff, y'all.
I think we like walked past it, but it was like
I don't mess with that scary stuff. And of course, shout out to the best street in the world, Bourbon Street, man.
Bourbon Street,
man. Every night, bro, it was popping. Like
every night, nonstop. Like I think by like the 4th night, 5th night, we were like, I think we just like stayed in one day because it was like every night, and it keeps going.
Actually, I think I know why we stayed in there. Let's just say the fish bowls. Don't do that, y'all. I blame him. bro. I drank. You know, okay. This is exactly my side of the story.
And a fishbowl is like an actual fishbowl.
Yeah, it's the size. So there's this, over 21 drink fishbowl, full of liquid, and I didn't want to drink any of it because I was like, I'm trying to save money, y'all, and also I don't really, consume that too much. But Tashana, shout out Tashana, she gets me one. I finish it. I just slurp it up, and we didn't eat anything before that, right?
Yeah, I don't
Not really.
think so. Yeah.
We go to the park. We do some crazy cheerleading stuff. I'm like
Yeah.
tossing somebody, me and
Tashana,
Lucas, or doing something, whatever. And then she lets me drink some of hers, and then you let me drink the rest of yours.
Yeah, because it was a lot.
Yeah, so I drank in total, I think two big fish
Patty
bowls.
was.
Yeah, let's just say, oh man, it came out the other way, and I was dying. But that wasn't even the worst part of like my stomach mess up. You remember my pancake challenge I did, bro?
Oh yeah, the day after. It was like a couple of days.
Couple of days near the end of the trip, bro. During our trip, that's why I don't eat as much anymore. I'm traumatized. I thought because my family does buffets and like eating out and all this stuff. So I'm like, oh, I can eat. Was it? I'm big back, man.
Yeah.
I can easily. They had this thing called the pancake challenge in this like seafood restaurant, like a generic New Orleans kind of vibe. And the challenge is 20. It was short actually, but it was shorter than the video because originally on YouTube it was like almost 30 minutes, I think, to complete that challenge. It ended up being like 20 something. I remember if I look through the videos again because he has all my videos. Oh man, I'm like all hyped up, like arigato, what's up, yo? Patty's gonna be easy. I'm like so hyped. They give me the pancakes. I'm like, oh, it's hot. Okay, a little burnt. It's not bad. I'm going good right in the beginning. Out of nowhere, the wall just hits me out of nowhere, y'all. I see there wasn't that much left, but I kid you not, I could not consume anything in my life. My stomach was gonna explode. And then Tashana was just like pushing it down my mouth, and I'm just like, please, I can't. I just want to go home. And then that's when I lost y'all. So
I have the video too, and like I remember I was like, I need to get everything, and so I
you got everything,
I stood there for like 30 minutes, and like you said, like at the beginning, he's like, and then eventually, like by the end of it, you're just like, and then Cynthia, she was there too.
Oh yeah,
Cynthia is like tried to like help you out by eating some as well, and like hiding some of her.
Bro, I was just so passed out because we ended up going to the mall after that, and we're all just everyone's just tired, but I'm like coma.
Yeah,
20. Bro. Oh my god, I learned my lesson. I don't eat that much. That was a tough one, but also, bro, another flowers to you, man. This guy recorded so much stuff, our senior year especially.
Yeah.
I just love looking back at all the good memories, man.
Yeah.
You remember the cultural potluck, for example?
Yes.
Got a lot of good pictures over there, and he he also exposes me a lot. That's I can't say too much. That's that might be for the Patreon,
Yeah, if you want the Patreon, you can get the shots of Patty.
Yeah,
getting it down.
Yeah, let's just say there's a lot of dances, and I'm his number one subject for some reason.
No, I mean, like, listen, okay, so like, part of like film and stuff, like, I started with like photography, and like, I just love going to events and just taking pictures of it.
And you do a lot of it, like on campus. You do a lot. You still do it now, or
not anymore? Not anymore. I like I love doing photography when it's like people like I know. Like recently, like my cousin got married, and like it was such a lovely experience just seeing family and everybody and being there present. And I guess like as a photographer, you have the freedom to like move around. And I feel like I'm more like introverted, so I can't hang around in a conversation for too long before I'm like, okay, like I gotta move. So like being a photography, being with family, and being able to get all the angles, and like I feel like you can experience more in that experience. I love it. I did it for free for my cousin, but like I wouldn't do that like for strangers because like it's different. Yeah, it's just a different
you have
experience.
The connect, and kind of pointing off of that, bro. You kind of just know the story already for some reason. Like,
yeah, you know the context and everything. So like going back to like the dances and stuff in Fairfield, like you know people, and like you're just there taking pictures, and like Patty being Patty, he's very active, so like he has energy. He has
he's
so
very
much
active.
Yeah, he has energy, and so like just being there, I'm like, okay, this guy's like dancing and like moving around, and it's like very easy to capture Patty in the moment because a lot of other people, they like turn away from the camera or like unconsciously like there's not a lot of energy. Patty, you're full of energy.
I appreciate you. Yeah. You always capture it whether it's good or bad because I swear to God, some of these pictures I'm like I don't even remember doing that, but in 4K, like I said, the Patreon we'll get there.
In 4K,
that's definitely me. I'm certain. But for example, like the fashion shows that I did, I did so many random fashion shows, y'all. Shout out to what is it, Sasa, Asa, so South Asian
So
Student Association and Asian Student Association, and
yes, yeah.
all the diversity groups. Shout out to all y'all, everyone doing the fashion shows. But there's this really good picture with me and Diana. Shout out to Diana. I think you're the one that takes it, bro. It's like I think it's me doing the dip on her.
I think so. Yeah.
Bruh, the timing is crazy. And you get one where like I let the hair out too. This
Yeah.
guy's crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's crazy. And then Aquaman too. Wow, man.
The Aquaman.
It's still on Instagram, bro. I still have it on Instagram, bro.
Really like the
I
Aquaman
love that one, man.
Dude is like with the hair flowing. He has like a girl on the side,
yeah,
it's like
bro,
just nail in the
perfect
head.
time. And then the hair is just like I don't know what happened.
And like the flash is just like, dude.
I look like $1 trillion, honestly. Like it was crazy. I don't know. Praises to you, man. Praises to you.
Thank you. No,
but
it's easy when taking pictures of Patty.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you greatly. And our time during COVID it was fun because we got to connect with the international students. I'm glad you mentioned them. I did see Wachuku the other day in LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was visiting. He's doing good. He's near lives near kind of San Francisco area over there, if I got that correct. Johnson and Johnson with Diddy. Okay. Wachuku, I'm gonna get you on the show, bro.
He's making the Diddy bottle.
Yeah. His Nigerian family's like, damn, this is disappointing. One day we're gonna want to say that's funny. But yeah, man. So I'm trying to see who else I haven't seen in a while. But how's Hemant though? He's doing good, our boy.
Hemant is good. Yeah,
he's in Texas.
He's in Texas now.
Shout out to you, bro. I gotta visit Texas. That'll be a fun time. Yeah. But yeah, man, we just been so tight since, and even during COVID, like after graduating, we still like hung out. Yeah, we went to the beach a couple times with Rachel. Rachel was on the podcast. You can tune into that episode, y'all. But
then you went to Bali, and then
I disappeared for a while.
Patty went soul searching.
Yeah, I became a new man, and let's just say, good thing his cameras weren't there, because man, that would have been Patreon plus. Yeah, no, I'm kind of grateful. I went twice, so it was a good time. Went with Lucario and everything, but traveling has just been a passion of mine recently. So
a blessing too.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad I'm in LA, but I get to travel back here, see everybody, and of course the podcast is moving. Yeah, it's evolving. Season 3, and we're with the lucky man, my brother over here. Let's jump into our talking points. Damn, I told you it takes a while for us. It always takes a while to just get everything out there. Right. My first talking point today, my man, on the Patty Show is the power of positive thinking. Man, you mentioned all that positivity. You give me a lot of praise, but honestly, bro, I learned a lot from you too, man. Because it's like whoever you hang around with, you will eventually become. And there was a certain point in time where we literally were like cheek to cheek, side to side, like like basically we're always having lunch together, working out in the morning, and just so close that we were the same person essentially at that point.
Yeah, just being like with the right people, this youth. Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. So my first question is, man, what are some common negative thought patterns that hold us back? And how can we overcome that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a pretty big one. I mean, like I've found there's like I don't know, like on TikTok, there's always like those little like stories with like writing, like just like quotes. And like I usually like save them, but if some that I found that are like really powerful are one that says like comparison is the thief of joy.
Oof.
That's huge, especially with like social media and like you always see like the positive sides of people, and sometimes like they can get you like down. You're like, what am I doing with my life?
You feel like a failure, right?
You feel like a failure, and like and again, negative thought pattern. Like it's there to like get. It's like social media is there to like get you addicted to it. But I think that's a big one. Another one, I think like just like negative thought patterns is like being afraid to take like risks or like not trusting in yourself. Which is why like I respect you a lot. Like going to LA on your own and like just launching yourself to that takes guts. It takes courage. So yeah, I think those just trusting in your own ability. Yeah, I mean I think those are like the two big ones.
Those two big ones.
I feel like right now I had more in my head, but
no worries. We'll eventually get to it. I'm glad that you mentioned that whole the what is it called?
Comparison. Is
the comparison. That's a really good quote, and I've seen it all the time. And it sounds cliche, but it's cliche for a reason because it makes sense. Literally, social media. I know everyone says we said social media. This is actually on social media too, so that's why it's kind of ironic. But it's always going to be the highlights of it. There's no. I mean, I've seen some channels of Instagram or YouTube where they show the lowlights, but if anything, it's a filtered version of the lowlight. It's not the exact like nitty gritty of like the worst days of your life where the camera's not pointing at you and all that stuff. I guess that's what people like, people that stream, for example, because it is like a continuous kind
Yeah.
of thing. Because you see it no filter. That's why people like podcasts too, where it's just kind of like uncut and everything.
Yeah.
But that comparison, man, I think I'm slowly getting better at it. Especially this like past year, I've been so grateful with all the opportunities and everything. But it's tough when you always look at social media and you see like, oh man, this guy's doing this already at the age of 25, and I'm like, man, I can't catch up because I'm 26 already. And
Yeah.
I think also with us getting older, it's definitely harder now because you know there's always gonna be someone younger than us, someone greater than us.
Yeah.
But
And I think we're at the age where we're seeing people like at our age are like doing like great things, or like younger than us are doing great things.
yeah,
And yeah, it's being in your 20s, it's difficult because you feel this pressure
hmm
that you don't have enough time. But I try to like learn from like older people. Like I try to listen to like older people who have already lived their lives, and they're like, listen, your 20s is to take risk. You have like no responsibility, like just go. um so yeah.
I definitely agree with that. And I think the risk part is what motivated me, honestly, man, to do the LA move because, I've always loved entertainment.
Hmm.
And that's something that I really wanted to pursue. And I'm glad I'm getting to do it now, which is such a blessing with everything that's happening. But definitely isn't easy because it's a lot of uncertainties out there. I took so many random jobs. I said a lot in the podcast, but I've done like, I was like dodgeball ref one time, bro. Working for a country club, Mexican restaurant, production assistant work, random gigs, nightclub promoter. Shout
Hey,
out to that.
nice.
Yeah, of course, that was a fun time. Patreon plus plus. But it all now in hindsight, like obviously, when I'm scrubbing the toilets, it sucked during it. But now I think about it, like I was talking to Colin about this. Shout out to Colin, he was also on the podcast. Um, whenever it's like you look at it from afar, you're just so grateful for every little
Yeah.
intricacy and even negative stuff that happens in your life. I'm sure your transition to the U.S. wasn't perfect. Obviously, like there's probably some trauma in this room. To be, right? So you don't have to unpack that. But like I think of it for me personally too. Like going to Indonesia, we kind of mentioned it. I think outside of the podcast, but I was bullied like crazy because like overweight and Asian, and then I go to Indonesia thinking I'm gonna look like everybody, and I do, I guess. But my accent is I'm always been I was an outsider. But
Yeah.
what that kind of taught me is just even though we're all different, we're all more connected than we think.
Yeah.
So it's the beauty of it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Euphoria,
Oh, the show?
the show with like Zendaya and
Yeah,
stuff?
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. The one of the quotes that like stuck with me was from Maddie. I got like the popular girl.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's like one scene. She's like, confidence is like doesn't exist. It's like it's not something that like you do. Confidence is just like you just not caring what other people think. Like
Ooh.
like you're scared. Like you can be scared, but like confidence is like not showing that.
Mm,
And like doing something while being scared, which goes along with like courage, which
yeah.
goes along with like but like confidence, I think is so key. And I've stopped like really. Of course I care what people think, but
Yeah.
like sometimes I like playing games. I like leading games with people, like board games or like I try to get the family involved during like
Yeah.
gatherings. And like sometimes like like I'm like the host and I'm nervous, but like I want everybody to have a good time. So like I do it, but I'm not like I fake that confidence, but it's like fake it till you make it.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're always gonna be nervous. So
So
I
you
think
kind of you kind of just kill the ego in a certain sense. Like you're just like, man, forget this. I'm just gonna do my thing. If someone cares, it doesn't matter. And also, what's the funny thing is, whenever it comes to that, bro, I think most of the time it's here,
yeah,
it's the head.
it's all
Because
here.
like to be honest with you, like especially if you're with people that care about you, they might in Indonesian we call it like ledek. Ledek is like I guess like teasing, yeah, like teasing, whatever. But in the end of the day, man, it's they if it's the people that really care for you, they're gonna support you. So that's all that
Yeah.
really matters.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of risk in my life, I'll tell you that. But I'm grateful to have a support system like you, man. Shout out to you. Got more flowers to you. Always supporting from the beginning, man. Even those crazy projects with distinguished gentlemen. We had some crazy ones. Remember which one was the one with Moses and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we can dig up that file. That file was a little wild. that was definitely a funny time. But yeah, man, I'm glad that you have a good shift when it comes to like the positivity because the negativity is always part of life, and sometimes you just have to use that negativity as fuel to just propel yourself forward, man. Thanks for sharing that, man. And my next question, to kind of like bounce off of that, man, how can we practice gratitude and positivity in our daily lives?
This I actually prepared for this question.
Oh, what is
Like
don't tell me.
I feel like I knew that you're gonna ask this question because I was watching your stuff,
Oh, thank you,
and
sir.
this I think this works.
Okay, walk
Even
me
though
through it.
I don't practice it as much as I should.
It's okay.
You know about it, the examen.
Oh my God, here we go.
It's like Fairfield values, man.
Fairfield Jesuit
Like
values.
Jesuit values, but like no, I think I keep going back to it because it's so genius. So like, if you guys don't know who, like, and I'm not a very religious person,
Yeah, me neither, to be honest.
like I don't go to church every Sundays,
Mhm.
but like, and like I feel like I'm very based in like science, but like science isn't everything. Like there's facts, but then there's like life,
Mm.
So there's stuff that like there's stuff that like philosophy and stuff that can guide your life. But this guy Ignatius, right? He was like a military guy, and he basically took two really powerful things, which is like discipline from like military life and like religion, and tying it to religion, and like this discipline is so key to everybody's life because you can like you can have like athleticism, which like give you like like these short periods of creativity, but that once that fizzles out and it's gone, like you're back. It's very hard to make progress with just that. So consistency and discipline is so key.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, the examen is like these 5 steps or like 6 steps on like that you should do daily, and it revolves around positivity, it revolves around discipline, it revolves around thinking. But can I go through these?
Yeah, please. I love this, man. This is awesome.
So the 6 steps are, and they all start with R, so it's easy to remember. But the first one is like relish. So relish, like relish means like you're cooling down of whatever you're doing. Like normally you do this in the morning, but like you're like cooling down, or like you rest in the presence of God, basically. Which, like, if you're not a believer in God, just like meditate, just like give it a second, give some silence for your time. Just give your mind some time to just like marinate a little bit in that silence. So once you are comfortable and you feel like you're ready for the next step, you go to step 2, review. So review is like you're just going through your day, what happened yesterday, what was the good, what was the bad, what were some good things that you did, some maybe bad things that you did, and how did those things make you feel. And that's really important because if something you did yesterday, like this morning I went on a run, I felt great.
Nice, bro. Where'd you run at, by the way?
Just like in this area.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Yeah. But like it feels good, and like just being reflective. What are the things that make me feel good? What are the things that make me feel bad? And it's just good to just be aware, because a lot of times we're just living. And like
going through the motions.
Just going through the motions. Yeah. You're not being conscious about your actions. So review, important. Then 3 is repent. Oh. So ask for forgiveness. Oh. So like maybe like ask for forgiveness. Like, again, you're meditating, but like we're not perfect. We do things that are bad. We hurt people we love. We there's so many reasons why we should apologize.
Absolutely.
And repent is huge because it keeps your ego in check.
Yes.
Exactly. So
there we go.
Massive. Number 4, request. So this one is like when you're praying, people like ask God for help. If you're not a believer in God, like it's still important because asking gives you an idea of what it is that you need. So like it's like I wanna, I don't know, like you're asking for your financial troubles. I'm asking for money, right? I wish I had money. Like you're aware that this is a need in your life, and by asking, you're like putting it into yourself. It's like, okay, well, I need this. Then how do I get to it? Right? And so like that's why I think like praying is important, but like there's this aspect of like religious, but also like practicality.
Okay.
And then the last one is resolve. So we're on 5, but like the 6th one doesn't really count. So resolve. And then this one is, I think, one of the most important, and I feel like is left out of most prayers. That's why I think the examen is super unique. Is how will you live the rest of the day? How will you live the rest of the week? Like planning ahead. And then the last one, 6, finish, is like, of course, like just finish the prayer. Thank,
go on with your day.
Grateful, and then go on your day. Yeah. But 5, I think, is the most important one, because by like thinking about what you're gonna do tomorrow, what you're gonna do the next week, like it just keeps your keeps your life like in goal minded,
Mm-hmm.
and just like moving forward. I wish I did this every day. I did this today, and I felt pretty good.
Well, I'm proud of you, man. That's
Yeah, but this is huge.
Man, I didn't know he was gonna pull it out, y'all. I didn't know he was gonna do that, y'all. To be honest, but also for more context, we were senior year. We were both RAs for the Ignatius Leadership.
Yeah, Ignatius Leadership.
Residential college. So we did have to handle a lot of that stuff. We did the retreats. That was a fun time too. That was so random. Shout out to that creepy house. I'm like, what's it called again? What's the name of the house?
Oh man, they had like cages in the basement.
Yeah, we can't touch much on that. It was a little creepy.
Weird.
Let's just say if we kept going, I would have heard something in the back. But bro, I love how you walked through that whole thing with all the different R's. I'm a real you. I don't remember all of the R's, but I'm glad you wrote it down.
Relish,
review,
repent, request, resolve.
They
all start with E's. Relish, review, repent, request,
resolve.
It's hard. I mean, I feel like maybe we can make like a little acronym. It's easy to remember.
Yeah, RERE something. Right. But I like each of the points because it kind of just
it makes sense, bro. Yeah, it makes sense, and like it's all positivity, and it's a good exercise.
It puts a direction in life, a purpose,
exactly,
and a lot of the passion. Because that's I think that's how you kind of reach your personal paradise. That's what this show's about. Whatever that is. If you like entertainment, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you like playing music, if you like making money, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you have a goal in mind, it's gonna lead you into good places. Yeah. And I think for my personal experience, even though I took a little break on it for entertainment for a while because I was traveling and dealing with a lot of other family stuff.
Yeah.
Eventually, when I came back to it, the past year, bro, I can't believe it's been a year. A lot has changed a lot, honestly. Like in the show, getting signed by an agency, doing all these different this stuff, and doing this podcast. I'm just blessed, bro. Every day I wake up, I'm like, man, I'm great, man, and I feel, like we were mentioning about going through the flow of life. It's good to be fluid, but sometimes it's good to be intentional with the blessings that you have in your life and actively think. Like the other day when I was in Boston, bro, my goodness, I think I mentioned it on the podcast, but the staircase, man, because I'm trying to get more steps because I have a project coming up. This is stay tuned for that. Just trying to get more steps, I'm going up from the red line. I see the staircase. It looks infinite, bro. I kid you not, infinite. And I have two laptops on my bag, heavy, probably like 25 pounds something. Yeah. But I'm like, you know what? I was praying for this. Because in LA, bro, I drive a lot more. I'm more sedentary because of the remote lifestyle and stuff. So I was literally praying, like, oh my God, I need more steps. And the guy said, bet. He's like, here you go. Here's that 25 pounds on deck. So I go up, bro. Keep going. Oh my goodness.
Just kept going.
It does not stop. So I just looked at the floor, just keep going. I reached the top and I'm like, oh, there's another set. And then when I see the other set, bro, I was tempted to go to the escalator. But thankfully, someone was blocking the escalator. Thankfully. I don't know about during it, I didn't like it. In hindsight, I'm grateful that I got those extra steps and
feel good.
I felt good. I was intentional. I was also thinking in my mind each step that I was taking. I'm like, I'm so blessed that I can walk, bro.
Yes.
I can walk with extra weight.
Man, that's one of the other quotes that I had saved. It was like being healthy. Like healthy people wear a crown that only sick people can see.
You said healthy people wear a crown that only sick people can see?
Yes.
Woo! Clip that. That's great. Nah, that's bro. It's facts, man. I don't know. It's
I might end up in the Instagram reel.
For real. No, he's definitely. Nah, bro. Now you're just taking me back because I mean, you obviously. I'm sure you've had family members that were like sick and all that stuff. Yeah. When I went traveling, for example, during the COVID era, or whatever, first time to Indonesia and Bali. Before I went to Bali, actually, I think I might. I don't know if I've talked to you about this specifically, but I've talked to some people about this kind of story. But I went to Manado, where my mom's from. That side.
Oh yeah, you did tell me this story. Your uncle or your grandpa?
Yeah, so he wasn't a blood relative, but since my mom's mom passed away super young, her aunt took care of her basically, and her aunt had a husband, which I just call Opa, grandpa. Rest in peace, my boy Opa Denny. But he was like, bro, like shining light. Like he had these like quirky little glasses. His English was probably some of the best that you could have. I don't know how he knew English because his wife didn't really know English. But he's like a pastor. He used to be like a troubled guy. Like he used to like sleep around. Let's say his pee-pee didn't work that much, and he was just wilding, bro, like drinking, tattoos, crazy stuff. But then he like found God. He met his wife, my aunt, grandma aunt kind of thing, but I just call her also Oma. Shout out to her too. Rest in peace. But I was finally going back after like almost 10 years, and I was gonna surprise my other grandpa because his birthday was over there. We fly to Manado, me and my mom, and we call Opadeni before that, right? In Jakarta, the capital. And then he's like, "Oh, what's up, man?" He's like super happy. His English a little more broken because he's older, but he's like excited, all that stuff, good vibes.
Yeah.
We were goofing around. I was like, "Hey, man, can't wait to see you soon." He's like, "Oh, yes, brother, brother." He always says brother all the time. He's also one of those grandpas that loves like Facebook. So him and Arnold knows this too. My brother Arnold, we helped him make like all these random Facebook accounts, bro, with like different. Honestly, he also loved Omigo too. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Shout out to my boy. But yeah, he was just very like a modern grandpa, if that makes sense. Like he was just like, I feel like he would love TikTok. Like that's his kind of vibe. But we were gonna surprise him actually when we went to Manado. So we come in, bro, to the church, and there's someone like in front of me, like, "Oh, where's Opa Denny?" He's like, "Well, Opa Denny's like been sick for a couple of days," and we're like, "Wait, what?" So no one told us that, right? And mind you, he like lives in a church. He's like the head pastor over there.
Yep.
And yeah, man, it was wild to see him. Like he wasn't feeling well. He just like lost all his life essentially. Like he was just like hyperventilating. I remember I was holding him. He was basically wearing like a diaper. Like he was bedridden for a couple of days. So I was like shook because he's always been the one that was like the strong one, fit, like moving around. He loves Manchester United. That's why I love Manchester United. Shout out to him and all that stuff. But he used to take care of his wife when she was getting sick, and it was just crazy how it's like, you know, it kind of flipped. You know, like she already passed away and everything, but he was just not like hyperventilating, all that stuff. And the people, it's a super long story with the, it's a lot of like family drama stuff and all that crazy stuff. I'll probably unpack that one day. But I remember taking him to the hospital, right? When he's sitting on my lap, man, he was like, it was crazy. He was like a little, he was like lifeless. He was just like, huh?
I
And
can imagine him just like you're in a car and he's just like looking up at you, and you're
yeah,
like looking at this person that you care about very much.
yeah,
And
bro. It was insane
that's really tough.
because they told me like my aunts, uncles, and my mom, everybody that was in the car who was speeding to the hospital, like just try to talk to him to keep him conscious, you know, because if he like pass out, he'd probably die over there.
Yeah.
And I was like trying, bro, like in Indonesian and everything, but the craziest thing, bro, I was started speaking like in English, like I'm crazy. I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it, but
It's alright, man. It's alright.
thanks, bro, thanks, bro.
It's tough. Vulnerable.
Yeah,
Vulnerability is good.
I was like just talking about like my college stuff, bro. I mentioned do a little bit, all the homies. You know, I'm like first gen, so it was it was cool that he kind of like could like nod back and like responded, not like without not with any language, but when I was speaking in English was when he actually had more of a response, like like you know, like you know, like the wise with your beard, of course, with the beard, like that type of vibe. So it was good that I could talk to him until we went to the hospital, and then COVID complications. He was there for a month, and so you know, passed away. I got to see him for the funeral.
Yeah.
It was wild. I was also there in the morgue too, so that's a whole that whole story I gotta unpack one day. But it just,
for sure,
he taught me a lot in life about the health aspects of things and the beauty of staying healthy, man. And it's not even just for yourself; it's for the people around you. Because it, like you were saying, how like you adopted a lot of my healthy habits, bro. You can inspire people from that too. So whenever y'all
how did you like cope through that difficult process?
Bro, I think I still am unpacking it sometimes. But what it taught me a lot was to seize each moment. And I think when I went to Bali, especially at that time, it made me delve deep and be more present, because I realized
This is one life.
it's not promised, you know, and just be a good person, because he was one of those people, bro. Like if he had $10, he'd give $12 to a homeless guy. Like if that made sense. Like he's, and also that's goes in with the whole family dilemma stuff. But that's like a whole thing to unpack. But he was like, it was funny because his wife, you know, my grandma, she's the opposite. She was like, she could see everyone's BS. She would never. She would be like very like, nope, she's bad, bad, bad. Oh, but then he's the guy like anybody, he'll give it to a criminal, bro. Like he's just so nice, like the good aura and stuff. So I try to adopt a lot of that like good wholesomeness from him without being naive, of course, because you know this world's it's super crazy.
It's full of sharks.
Yeah, for real, especially when I'm traveling, bro, man. In Europe, man, there's some wild people out there. Even in Europe, man, I can't lie to you, some wild people and a lot of other temptation. But that's
but yeah, you're right. I think that's the thing. Like what was the title of the episode again? Positivity through adversity. Like what negative things, like death It's a very sad thing, but it teaches us like to, like you said, live life to like, it's not promised.
Yeah, and
But
then live it, I think, even more full, which is,
yeah,
I don't know, it's crazy to say because, yeah, I think that was one of the deaths in my life where it really impacted me because of,
yeah,
it was during COVID too, so not all the family like back in Connecticut and back home, bro, could see him, and we all had super tight bond. All my cousins, my siblings. So I remember I called my brother Dylan, and he was like crying out of it, and it was just like it was a tough time. But I was also grateful, like, if you all believe in God, whatever. But like like I said, I'm not super religious, but I feel like at that moment he put me as a vessel to help him and represent our side of the family.
yeah.
So I'm just honored, bro, because I'm blessed that the whole timing was just perfect. Because I only went to Indonesia because of like some visa stuff. Because I relinquished my citizenship because I had to pick the U.S. Obviously, shout out U.S. passport. They
His
let me go to
passport.
Sweden. Let me go to everywhere. Colombia trip soon maybe. Mexico.
Yeah.
Passport bros out here. But it was just crazy because the timing was just right there. Because I was originally gonna go in December of that year, but it didn't work out because of the visas, and then I got a business visa, so I ended up
It
going.
happened for a reason.
Yeah, it literally happened for a reason. It was perfect timing because if I went earlier, I would probably still see him when he's healthy, which it would be cool. But now in hindsight, I'm glad I could see him for his last like
Moment.
moments and
Yeah.
learn a lot from it, and hopefully I'm
Yeah.
spreading it out to other people. So now you'll know a little bit more about Patty. To be honest, he
Depth.
brings the
Depth.
depth. He brings.
This
Thanks for
man
giving me
is
the good energy, bro. All the positivity.
always.
But yeah, man, the health part is a. I'm glad you really pointed that out because that's it's something you don't realize you.
You have,
Yeah.
yeah, like part of this whole like being thankful for, like the step for being thankful is like, yeah, be grateful for your health, take advantage of it because it's not always there. So
I
yeah.
think that's a big thing too, and like we mentioned our times in COVID. Also, I gained a lot of weight too during COVID. I think you remember those times.
Me too, man.
Hey man, those pictures there,
The sweatpants, man, they
bro,
grow with you.
bro. And then remember when I had the awkward stage on my hair, bro? I looked homeless. I had the beard. Remember at the beach, I looked homeless. If you're homeless, it's okay, but like I looked like, oh man, it was rough.
Bro.
It was also bad though. This is shout out. I don't know. Sponsor me, Ben and Jerry's, because every time. Remember at the dining hall area when we picked up our food, they had refrigerators, and since no kids were on campus,
It was full
of everything. Bro, there was one night I ate 4 Ben and Jerry's, bro.
like pints.
Yes, bro.
Oh my god.
He didn't know that I was depressed a little bit because it was, bro. I had no human interaction, and
yeah,
then
and I can imagine.
it was just like, I don't know. I
Tough.
have a sweet tooth too, so it was just like crazy, man. I remember I ate 4 or 5. So Ben and Jerry's.
Were you watching something, or you were just sitting on the couch?
Watching.
Man, this sucks.
I was watching something, but also because
you're just unconsciously eating.
Yeah, it was just I wasn't like
Next.
intentional with eating. Yeah, so it was bad because I can still consume that, and I believe everyone should indulge and have a good time. But if you make it like mine, is bad because it's not good for your health. Your heart start coming up, and then you just eat it just to eat. You need to eat and to enjoy it, and then it will be like, I should have learned from the pancake challenge, but I guess I don't learn from that. But it was also, I guess, because my whole diet before that also was too restrictive, and also since COVID happened, we had less steps, we were less active, we weren't like moving around campus.
Yeah.
So my maintenance calories was just all over the place. So I didn't realize that, and weight caught up, but we're back on it. You know what I'm saying? And we're just locked in. But it teaches you a lot, and it helps a lot with my clients right now. So I'm like, I get it, y'all. Eating can be very emotional as well. But,
I think honestly, like the mindless eating, I've learned to use it to my advantage.
Oh, talk me through that.
Yeah. So I work from home, and so like a lot of times when you're like working on a computer or like watching a movie, like it's easy to just like, if there's a snack, you just like mindlessly just like put it in your mouth, right? Like my example is like when you watch a movie, you eat like a tub of popcorn, but you wouldn't sit down and eat a tub of popcorn just sitting down and just eating it, right? Like it's popcorn. So what I've done is I have like I buy like vegetables and I like chop them up, and like I have like my hummus and all that stuff, and I just leave my plate like on the side of the table, and like that's my lunch. So like I'm working and it takes me like an hour and a half to eat it. At the end of it, I feel great because I feel like I ate something healthy,
more fiber and everything.
Yeah, and like I feel like it was like easy. It's super easy to prepare in terms of like meal prep. And then like I feel like, and that's been my lunch for like all of 2024.
Wow.
Yeah,
Shout out to you. That's why you can do those pull-ups now.
I
Look
can
at
do
my boy
pull-ups now.
over here.
Yeah, so I think you can use it to your advantage.
Absolutely, bro.
It definitely sucks like preparing it because you're like, man, this kind of sucks.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like when it's there, like I play video games, like when it's just there, instead of like warming up a hot pocket or like something that's like bad,
Yeah,
you
Hot
know,
Pocket.
you have that there, and it's good.
One day Hot Pocket will sponsor, but I'm kidding though. Ben and Jerry's though, I want my own tonight though. The
Yeah.
patty show dough is gonna have red velvet, have a little cheesecake, cookie dough, brownie, everything. I'm gonna make it up eventually. Oh, I'll call it 4 pints. 4 pints into one, but it's only 200 calories. That'd be crazy. That's like space food at that point, to be honest with you.
Just try it.
I know,
Maybe.
for real. But y'all take care of your health, and that's a good tip actually, bro. With the like healthier options, and I've been addicted. This is weird, bro, but I love carrots, bro. Like the baby carrots, I can eat it just like how it is.
Yeah.
Because there's like a sweetness to it. It's weird. Maybe also I'm on like an aggressive cut right now, so like everything tastes good. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I just hallucinate when I'm eating. But that's enough of the health stuff.
The aggressive cut, by the way, Patty, you look great.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate
You look
you, man.
really great.
He's seen me in all my stages, actually. A little chubby. You see me super lean. I have some of those pictures. Thanks for taking those because now I can look back at it and it's just crazy, bro. It's also funny how like body composition with everybody. That's why comparison thief of joy again, y'all. So I did a DEXA scan, bro. You know what a DEXA scan is?
No.
So think of it as like a full body scan, like an X-ray thing. So they can check your bone density, body fat, and also wear. Right? It's not just like those scanners where they're like, oh, you're 20% body fat or you're whatever.
Yeah.
This it tells you like where exactly it is, right?
Yeah.
So I did one with my brother, and then my boy Gali. He was also on the show. Football playing boy, Indonesian guy. So athlete, right? Both of these guys. My brother also has visible abs. He does acting, all that stuff. He does his DEXA scan. He gets like almost 20%. Right? I do mine. I get like 17 something percent. But the thing that's annoying is
wait, but what does that mean? What is that based off on? Or
so he has 20% or like 19% body fat compared to
his whole
everything.
body?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had like around 17, 18%, so I had less body fat. But all of his fat stores on his butt. So that got me so messed up, bro, because you could see his visible abs. I still had the abs a little bit, but it was just like so annoying because I'm like, bro, I'm literally 2% like less body fat, but I have to work harder now. Like what kind of? And then what made it worse, bro? My boy that did it, it's crazy, right? He had 17.9. I had 17.8.
But he
visible
was like
abs.
Yeah.
Football athletic player. If you see, bro, Gali, I don't know how you do it, bro. Like it's just wild. So that's why you can't really compare. You just have to compare it to your old stuff, and that's why I'm glad that you took those pictures because I'm looking at it like. If I take off my shirt now, but that's for projects in the future. Maybe y'all will see in the Patty show.
Plus.
Yeah, plus. Bro, I'm in the best shape of my life right now, so I feel good. I feel strong.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a little bit more leaner and get ready for these projects, and I'm just grateful, man. I'm grateful for the friendship and connection. Because you're another one that, like, even though we're far away and we haven't seen each other maybe 2 years, bro, I always think of you in the best way possible, man.
Yeah.
I remember you when we called each other when I was in Indonesia that time.
Yeah. That was fun. It was like we just did like a FaceTime call, and like the sun was rising on my end, but the sun was setting on your side.
Yeah. And we were talking for a while, bro.
Yeah.
Just catching up, and it was good, man. I always feel the energy you bring, man, and I always think about you. That's why I'm glad we can make it happen. I know with our busy schedules, it's crazy. I'm already headed back to LA next week, bro. So maybe we can see each other again. We'll see how it works out. But I'm just super grateful to be here. And like I said, this show is always about good vibes. And that's what we're finally on talking point number 2 now. That's why we kind of go all over the place. Yeah. But the second talking point, man, we're going to talk a little bit about overcoming self-doubt. We kind of touched it a little bit, but what are some common sources, man, of self-doubt, and how can we address them?
Common sources of self-doubt.
Yeah. Maybe in your life, maybe people that you've met before, or family.
That's a good question. I don't know if I have a good answer. Like give me an example. Like what would you be like? What would you consider?
Oh, a common source? I mean, honestly, for me, since
like other people, I guess, like other people casting doubt on you. It's like, oh, you can't do that.
I think for this type of question, I think of like, you're also part of the entertainment sphere, right? You always like think of you as a photographer. When you take a picture, you're gonna always think, "Hey, man, that's not the best picture." How do you combat that, and what triggers it, you think?
I think. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. I mean, framing it that way, I think we always want to be like perfectionists, or
Mm,
at least I always want to be like perfectionist. But and I think like doubt, like when you take a picture and it's not like the best, or when you're
yeah,
working on a project and there's little things that are missing or like faults in it, um, like that makes you doubt like your own ability. It's like I'm not good enough, or like
yeah.
you compare yourself against other people who like take better pictures, do better coloring or whatever. But I think the thing that I've seen online, or like the tips that I've seen, it's like it doesn't matter. Like just ignore it, and like
Mm.
as long as you're producing something, like just like release it. Like nothing's ever gonna be perfect. Just release it.
I
Um,
love that, bro.
I,
Sorry, I just need to touch on that. I love that advice because I wish I took that advice earlier, but also like, you can't even do it again. But that prevented me a lot from starting the podcast. Honestly, bro,
yeah,
that that doubt of like,
yeah.
man, I need to make it perfect because I already did a podcast before. Everyone has expectations, but man, forget that and
Forget
just,
that. Yeah,
even if it's imperfect. Like I remember my first episode with the Patty Show, bro, the audio was all over the place. Doesn't matter, but I got that episode done, and now we're on episode, what is this,
20,
23?
23.
And I just been consistent since, and I'm grateful. My younger self, man, is super grateful. I'm grateful that my younger self was like, man, forget all the noise. Most of the noise is honestly
Inside.
yourself.
Yeah,
And even, I don't know, it's a hard thing because it's always gonna linger there, that imposter syndrome kind of thing. And I feel like the best way to combat it, bro, is, like you said, action. Just do it. Having a bias to action and just forgetting about what everyone, even sometimes what you say,
yeah,
and just act on that urge. Like, oh
yeah,
man, I want to do a shoot. No, I'm gonna do the shoot.
yeah.
Instead of just being planning, and then you have, what's it called, analysis by paralysis. You're like, oh, I have to get the perfect lighting. I have to do this. Like, yo, this whole setup, we didn't even think about it. Did it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like if I,
Just go.
yeah,
Just
just go,
go.
man. Because if you always think about it, what ends up happening is 5 minutes pass by, 50 minutes, 50 days, and then what ends up happening? Nothing, and you get no progress at all
Yep.
with all that self
Yep.
doubt.
And I think like even like when you're trying to be perfect, I feel like you look at, like if you're working on a project, you look at the whole picture and you don't take like little like steps to complete it, and so it
Hmm.
becomes overwhelming. And then like you said, analysis by
Yep.
paralysis, like there's no progress, and then you feel even worse about yourself, and then and it just keeps like it's like a
Yeah,
negative cycle.
and then you
Just
just
do it.
get,
Just
yeah.
whatever you have, release it. Or like
Hmm.
if you don't feel like it's 100%, release a clip of it. Like
Absolutely.
just get stuff out there.
Because then it spirals down, and then you start eating 4 pints of Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's, please, sponsor us, man. I want to get that ice cream flavor. But that's like that spiral momentum, bro, can be a dangerous thing. But it's perfect that we mentioned the momentum, because our final kind of talking point to wrap things up, man, maintaining momentum. Like you said, it can be bad, but momentum can be a really good thing too, especially once you like. I think a lot with the fitness journey is something where like you see the progress, man. It's addicting, bro. Like for me, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm eating low calories. I'm like on 1,500 calories. I'm like the lowest I've ever been because I'm trying to get
Slim.
lean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's addicting seeing the progress, like seeing the scale go down, and I see myself in the mirror. It's like, man, I can survive next couple of weeks. It's no biggie. Once you see the end of the tunnel, it feels so good, man.
Yeah.
But my question to wrap this things up, man, is how can we celebrate our successes and stay motivated, man?
How can we celebrate our successes?
Motivated, yeah.
Whew, that's tough. I don't I don't know if I'm the right person to ask that.
He's like, we don't celebrate. We just go quick.
We don't. I feel like I feel like that's something I could work on.
Mm,
Um, celebrate like success, like looking back, like just being grateful of what I've done. Like bachelor's degree in like finance. Like I
shit.
feel like that's a success, but I don't feel like I earned it.
Mm. It's
Um,
an imposter syndrome, man.
yeah, it's tough. We preach a lot, but I feel like putting into practice is also like part of it.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
good thing you're doing what's it called? Examine?
examine exactly.
That definitely helps you stay grounded a little bit.
Yeah, but I think it's a key piece and something that I'm learning new today, because I don't think I have a good answer for it.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I'm
yeah,
glad that you're vulnerable and
Ha-
letting people know.
have you
Cause
seen that movie Kung Fu Panda?
yeah, of course, bro. Yeah.
Like at the end where he like pulls the scroll
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like there's nothing, and it's like to believe something special. But to make something special, you just have to believe it's special.
Ooh, man! Shout out to Poe.
I need that golden scroll.
Yeah, you need. Where's the golden scroll? He's a furry. No, I'm kidding. Maybe the golden scroll is over. No, we're not gonna play that one over there. Bro, I know it's something. I think I'm also trying to figure out too. I think in the adulting life. Shout out adulting. But I think celebrating the successes, what I've been doing recently, bro, is just, I don't know, just smiling, bro, being happy, and taking time for yourself, because we can never go back to the moment we got that success, that victory, and it sucks that we didn't have our true graduation, for example. Like, I guess that's just part of our luck. We can't fully celebrate. But whenever you have a chance to celebrate, man, whatever it is, it could be something as simple as getting an extra carrot with your hummus or whatever.
Are carrots bad for you?
No, I love carrots, bro. I have a lot.
Because you were like, I treat myself with carrots, and I'm like, boy, I eat so many carrots.
No, I love carrots, bro. Carrots are the best, especially baby carrots, bro.
Yeah, I love baby carrots.
They're so good. It has like a little sweetness to it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's great.
Carrot cake, something like that. But it's like the healthier version. Yeah. But yeah, I think celebrating success is something also I'm trying to keep on working for, and I want people to keep doing, because don't just celebrate when you're on the mountaintop. Honestly, celebrate when you're in the little edges.
Really?
Because sometimes it's good to take a little breather. Because it is a marathon, man. You can't sprint up all the way, so you have to. I think when you acknowledge the wins, it helps a lot in the bigger picture. But there's also some people, I think, that, well, it depends on what kind of wins we're talking here. Like, if it's a long-term goal, I think it's perfect for you to take those times
like
and
set
rest
milestones.
But if it's exactly. But if it's like a smaller win, whatever it is, just go kind of like you were saying. Just don't think about it and just go for it. It's finding that balance. If sometimes you have to plan a little bit, but sometimes you have to be like, man, forget this. I'm just going full steam ahead, kind of thing. So, but momentum can be a beautiful thing. It can also be a scary thing, like we were talking about. Sometimes you can use the momentum and it's just going to keep spiraling down. But if you find any way to use momentum, use it for the better of yourself and your community, because that's what we're about. Good vibes, positivity, and the Jesuit values. This has been the Ignatian Leadership Podcast. This is the Ignatian Leadership Podcast. We talked about a lot of things, man. And like I said, I'm super grateful for you, man. Bottom of my heart, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me on
the
the
show
show
over here with this little setup. We're in Brooklyn and Bushwick area, right?
Bushwick area.
Shout out to Bushwick. A lot of creatives over here. We had a lot of fun times. I remember it was my birthday. I was here, bro. Remember I was playing the ukulele randomly?
Yeah.
That day? You remember that day?
Who was here?
It was Alex. He's getting married, actually. Shout out to him. I'm going to his wedding.
Nice.
When this episode releases, actually, we already had the wedding. So it's let's see if you want to see that stuff on Instagram. It's crazy. At Patty Satiati. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe Patreon plus. But yeah, I remember. Yannick, I think, was here too.
I think so. Yeah, we went out there. It was like a.
Oh, that was so cool.
A show out there.
Yeah, people just dancing and vibing. But that's what life's about, man. Be positive. Be with good people. If you have time to see your friends, do it. Especially during the holiday season. I'm so grateful, bro. I got to see you because I really haven't seen you in a while. Please come to LA. Yes. We'll record a fun episode over there, do our thing, and I can't wait. We got to do another project because you're also writing some stuff.
Yeah.
Any projects in the future you want to share to people, or just to manifest it, so then you can hold yourself accountable? That's usually what we do on the show.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working on like just writing some stuff. I'm like taking a backseat in terms of like camera work and like just getting equipment. I feel like that was where I was at. But then I was like, story is king.
Story is king.
So you gotta make a good story, and I think I'm stuck in that like finding that perfection. But honestly, like probably right now, the next step for me would be like working with a talented actor. You know
who to hit up, bro.
Yeah,
I'll let my people call your people.
Yeah, we'll hit that sorted out. But yeah, I think getting on the ground, filming something, and I think that's like a personal passion. And honestly, I'll just be happy to like release it. I'm not after like it being like super popular or like something like. I just do it for the love of like
the craft and everything.
The craft, creating something I can look back and watch. Like I love going back and watching like the videos we created. Like I feel like I have a connection to Patty because I've seen those movies that I've made like probably like 100 times and I don't get tired of it. And I just keep watching it and I'm like, that was fun. Yeah,
it was a good time, man. And we've done a lot of stuff too. We did another podcast for one of my classes too. I think it was like your biography. I was just asking questions about your life. So
Yeah.
it's cool. I think the content world is such a beautiful thing, especially because you and me are very connected with the content. Like we've made so much content together about each other, and
Yeah.
it's cool seeing our growth. I'm glad we have this little snippets we can look back in
Yeah.
10 years in the future, 5 months from now, or whatever. And
Yeah.
like I said, man, any final thoughts for anybody? Maybe you want to do your little chant at the end with the examine. What is
Yeah.
it again? Repeat
Yeah.
it one more time. I want to actually get it.
This is 100%. I think this is very powerful stuff. And I don't say that lightly. So yeah, 6 steps: relish, review, repent, request, resolve, and finish it out.
and finish it out.
Yeah, and even if you're not religious, I'm a very practical person.
He really is. This guy, like, he's the one that told me about AI and everything.
Yeah, very
And
practical.
surprisingly enough, I start working for them now, so it's weird. So he was right. He predicted the future, guys.
Yeah.
Shout out, Zuckerberg. Give me a raise, bro. Stop playing, brother. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you again, bro.
Thank you
Bottom of my
again.
heart, man.
Thank you.
Arigato, all that stuff. And y'all, this is season 3, episode 23. Crazy. We got some more stuff coming on for season 3. We're gonna be hopping around a little bit. Grateful for the Bushwick vibes over here. And you know, you can find us at Patty Show Podcast at Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. My website is pattysetiati.com/podcast is for podcast /fitness for any fitness stuff. For just me, it's just pattysetiati.com, you know?
There you go.
Instagram, all that good stuff. And your Instagram is
Romalver at Romalver.
at Romelver. And a lot of your projects, I think, are on YouTube with Movie Makers Club.
I think so.
We could try to
a lot
find
of
that
stuff is-
somewhere.
yeah,
We'll throw something in there.
We'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. But remember, y'all, stay positive. Have a blessed day, and we're gonna do the arigato on 3. Are you ready, my boy?
Sure.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Arigato.
Arigato. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySetiati.com/podcast, as well as PattyShow.podbean.com, have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.